In our monthly segment for Cape Light Compact, today Brianna Kane joins us. She is the Planning and Evaluation Manager, and we're going to talk about the 3-year energy efficiency plan that is about ready to go here. So,
Yes.
exciting. Let's give us some background on what is this and how often do you do it?
Sure. So this plan that we're getting ready to file in October is our 4th iteration of the 3-year planning process. Okay. So 19 to 21 is what we're getting ready to file. We first filed our first 3-year plan in 2010. So they happen every 3 years. And we report annually and quarterly as it goes. It's not just a one-time filing and then you don't hear from us for 3 years on how we're doing. But this will be our 4th 3-year plan cycle.
Right. And what is the purpose of this plan? A little background of why you do this and why do you do it every 3 years?
Absolutely. So with the Green Communities Act from 2008, it established legislation to continue to advance all cost-effective energy efficiency and also set guidelines on how we would be filing plans. Prior to the first 3-year plan that we filed yearly energy efficiency plans. So basically it was coordinating with other program administrators throughout the state for best practices, common program offerings, and you develop measures that we work in our variety of programs, whether it be our residential program, our low-income program, or our commercial and industrial programs. And we have a suite of measures dependent upon the programs that we offer, whether it be a new construction program, a retrofit program, something where you receive a rebate for, let's say, an appliance, or and especially in our commercial custom approaches where you have a particular measure that could have energy efficiency savings, so we work with you to actually look at what the savings would be where you currently are and what we might be able to incentivize. So with the Green Communities Act, really putting forth this all cost-effective energy efficiency really changed the way program administrators in the state are able to pursue energy efficiency. So that was a huge legislation that allowed us to continue to advance.
Okay. So how do you prepare something like this? Does the public have input?
They do, and this year was a different approach that we took. In the past 3-year plans, we would get into maybe the second draft, and we would seek public input on how the design was looking. Were there things that they took a concern with that we were going to propose? We always got good feedback. We hold sessions in the fall in advance of filing, and that's where we would then be able to maybe tweak something or say, yes, we did solicit public feedback and we did receive, a good amount of comments that supported the plan. So it's always nice to have. This 3-year plan, we decided to do things a little differently, knowing that energy efficiency is changing. Some of the, what the industry likes to call low-hanging fruit, converting your incandescents to CFLs, doing some of those easy items, low cost and no cost. Now we need to start to think about energy efficiency differently. So we started in November holding stakeholder sessions. We reached out to residential customers that had expressed interest in participating but hadn't. We reached out to commercial customers in the same. We talked with our installation contractors, other vendors in the programs. We reached out to environmental groups, and we held individual sessions so that you can kind of tailor when you're talking to an environmental group versus the towns that we also had a session on. And we took a lot of feedback about where they thought energy efficiency was going, what they thought the programs did well, were there things that maybe we could consider. Some of that was, we would really like to have more marketing multiple times of different audiences we could touch. How could we work with them differently? We also had a stakeholder group with a lot of the local schools to get their input because we have an energy education program that we've been doing for a long time. So this process started from November till about February when we wrapped. Then, in addition to that happening as a program administrator, we're meeting with other interested parties, be it the Energy Efficiency Advisory Council, Department of Energy Resources, and we're collaborating and working on where they see programs going and what the state would like to see, because statewide, all of the program administrators are actually #1 in energy efficiency throughout the country,
Right.
which is really great. We were 1 and 2 there, and
Right.
now it's been 5 years where we're #1 in the country as a state for advancing energy efficiency. So we want to continue to do that. How do you do that? By engaging those interested parties, by working with our program administrators as a whole. We have National Grid and Eversource, Columbia Gas, Berkshire, Liberty and Unitil, and we all meet and try to develop those best practices, offer common programs. So if you're a second homeowner, let's say on the Cape, which we know we have a large population, you will be able to get similar services if you live out in Western Mass or if you live in the Boston area. So we start that work, and then come the first of the year, it's really full speed ahead. We
Right.
filed our first draft of our plan, which is available on our website. You can see what we're proposing statewide, and then the specific enhancements as of April that we proposed. We then get feedback from the Energy Efficiency Advisory Council, the DOER, the Department of Energy Resources, and we start to work, how can we change our measure mix? Are there other things we could look at? Should we be looking at a program differently? Because there's a whole slew of components that go into building these plans that would be, oodles of conversation on
Right.
how we screen measures, what we consider to be cost effective, how all of these pieces play together. So then we continue to work, and we are getting ready to file our next draft of the plan, which will be this Friday, September 14th. And then we have some other details that continue to come in. The next plan will be filed on October 10th, so that will be our third draft. And then it's a lot of just refining, making sure that all the numbers are correct, that what we're planning, the budgets, savings, everything ties out. And we will file our final plan on October 31st. Then that's followed by Department of Public Utilities receiving that plan, asking questions, other parties can ask questions, and it goes through an entire process, and we look for approval by the end of January.
Okay.
So,
That's
it's a lot.
It's a long process. Now,
It is.
some of this is that there's so much that goes into it. But as residents of Barnstable, we pay into Cape Lake Compact, so we receive a lot of benefits. What are some of the enhancements that came in this year that, or programs that are in this plan for 2019 through, what did you say, 2021? Right.
Yes. So backing up to the 15 to 18 plan,
Right.
we put in some enhancements specific to residential customers receiving 100% for certain weatherization measures, doing some additional income qualifying for those that are not at the 60% or under of state median income, where we propose some of these items, and we are implementing them currently. Some of the other program administrators aren't, so we call those our CLC specific enhancements, and so we are actually going to be proposing a number of them again. So it will be the 75% up to $4,000. We will also be continuing to ask for the offering incentives of up to 100% for that 61 to 80% of median income. We also will be doing income screening and qualification, as well as additional items that if someone doesn't apply for fuel assistance, which is a really great program for qualifying it's 60% or under of median income dependent upon your household size. we'll be doing the supplemental income qualification for that 61 to 80%. Also, even if you had someone who was at 60% or under, sometimes people don't want to take advantage of the services even though they are available to them. We understand that, but that shouldn't prevent someone who would qualify to not be able to receive the services. So we are going to continue that income qualification. We're also looking to explore some new pieces, and one of them is, a energy report on how you're doing compared to your neighbors, let's say. And that's something that we're exploring. There is an interest at the state level to have program administrators offer this, and we have been working on a variety of programs ourselves over the years, our smart home energy monitoring demonstrations and other advances in kind of smart technology. But this is a different piece. It's a piece of paper, you can hold it, you can go online and correct some of it, so that's another piece that we're looking at exploring, specific in the residential world. We're also proposing in this 3-year plan a initiative demonstration called Strategic Electrification. It essentially is looking at pulling in 3 pieces, so a trifecta approach of advancing energy efficiency. We're looking for customers who are on oil or propane or electric heated homes, and encouraging them to move towards cold climate heat pumps, as well as installing solar PV on their homes, and then investigating opportunities for storage. So it's this trifecta approach to really try to get someone set up and able to have the solar system help with the energy costs, but then the solar system also be able to use for storage, for resiliency, for backup if you ever were to lose power. So we're investigating that approach in this plan. It really is. So looking forward to feedback from that. We have some, continuation enhancements in the commercial program as well, for our small business program, as well as nonprofit program that we have. Once again, all this is available on the draft. And then we'll be holding stakeholder sessions again to let everyone know about what we're filing officially. And we hold 2 on the Cape and 1 on the Vineyard, because as you know, we are all of Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard.
And they can find that at capelightcompact.org, I believe, is the website, and all of the plan itself is there as well, so they can really look to see what would affect them, whether they're a nonprofit or a business or a residential customer.
Yes, and if they have any questions, they can always call our 800 number, 1-800-797-6699, to get additional information or to be pointed to the right direction. But on our website, it's under reports where you can find the 3-year plan.
That is fantastic. It looks really exciting. I think, as we move further into the 21st century, this whole premise of a green community and renewable energies and being energy efficient, being #1 in the country is pretty cool.
Yes, it is. It is. So we're very excited about this plan.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brianna.
Thank you for having me.